Audio Jungle.
Police apologies for wrongly identifying man as wanted for murder. The Jamaica Constable Force JCF has apologized for wrongly identifying a man as being wanted for murder, saying it has taken steps to prevent the recurrence of such errors in the future. In a statement on Friday, the JCF acknowledged that it had incorrectly used an image of construction worker Orlando Gray in their Wanted Wednesdays campaign, in which it stated that Gray was wanted for a murder committed in Portmore, St. Catherine. The morning after his image was erroneously published, Gray turned himself into the Mandeville police station with his father and a pastor to clear his name. Gray said in a TVJ news report that he was taken into custody and transferred to police in Portmore, during which he was allegedly berated by cops and accused of being a killer. Gray was eventually released after 4 days in custody and said he now lives in fear for his life due to the mix-up. According to the JCF, the error occurred due to the existence of another individual with the identical name, who is in fact wanted in connection with a murder investigation. We deeply regret this mistake and offer our sincere apologies to Mr. Orlando Gray, recognizing any inconvenience or distress this may have caused, the JCF stated. The JCF noted it has since conducted a thorough review of its internal processes and quality management system to ensure the accuracy and integrity of all information released to the public. We are committed to preventing any recurrence of such errors in the future. As always, we remain dedicated not only to reducing crime and ensuring public safety, but also to upholding the human rights and civil liberties of every individual, the JCF noted. Taxi operators stabbed to death in dispute over seat. A dispute over seating arrangements turned deadly on Thursday night when a 34-year-old taxi operator was fatally stabbed on Thorpe Street in Falmouth. The deceased has been identified as Stephen Morris of Duncanshill in Trelawney. Superintendent McCarthy, officer in charge of Trelawney Police Division, told reporters that the incident occurred around 8 p.m. There was a confrontation between Morris and the perpetrator over seating arrangements. A ratchet knife was brought into the confrontation, and Morris was stabbed in the abdomen. He was taken to the Falmouth Hospital where he was pronounced dead, McCarthy stated. The alleged attacker, whose identity has not been released, was reportedly mobbed by onlookers following the incident. He sustained injuries, was treated at hospital, and subsequently released into police custody. He remains in custody pending further investigation. The superintendent noted that Morris' death brings the parish murder count since the start of the year to 6. The murder count when compared to 2024 at the same time shows a 50% decrease. We are happy that there is a decrease, but even one murder is one too many, he noted. JCF launches new branch to combat farm theft. The Jamaica Constable Force JCF has launched the Agricultural Protection Branch APB as part of a renewed fight against predatory larceny. Commanding Officer Senior Superintendent of Police Wal Pasco said Friday the branch will operate through a network of agricultural protection units, APUs deployed across the JCF's 5-year command, covering 19 geographical regions across the island. The APB will be staffed by 48 police officers who officially assumed their new roles on Friday. Each APU will be held by a deputy superintendent of police, though inspectors are currently acting in that capacity. The units will be supported by the agricultural protection teams responsible for surveillance, investigation, and stakeholder engagement. The operational concept of the APB is built across intelligence-led policing, community partnerships, strategic patrols, and the integration of drone technology. These tools aim to ensure early detection, deterrence, and response to crimes in rural and agricultural communities, stated Pasco at Friday's launch of the JCF Tactical Team Academy in Kingston. He further explained that the drone unit will enhance surveillance capabilities for recovery, patrol, and reconnaissance. Motorcycles are also included to help the unit reduce criminals' advantage in hard-to-reach areas. The APB operates under the robust legal framework that includes the Agriculture Produce Act, the Predatory Larceny Prevention Act, the Fisheries Act, and the Larceny Act, among others. This strategy is providing basis for enforcement and prosecution, stated Pascal. The APB will operate under the JCF Strategic Operations Portfolio, led by Deputy Commissioner of Police Warren Clark. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Floyd Green has welcomed the development, saying it signaled to farmers that their concerns have been heard and are being actively addressed. We've been saying in the Ministry of Agriculture that we want greater focus on addressing predator larceny. No one, I think, can question now the focus, the energy, and the resources that has been put in place to fight against the predator larceny, and there is no better way to do it than to form a branch of the JCF that is focused on agriculture, he added. Green expressed confidence that the APB will lead to increased reporting of predator larceny incidents as farmers gain renewed thrust in law enforcement efforts. One of the big challenges we've had that we know of is underreporting of predator larceny. Part of the challenge is because our farmers generally never felt that their reports were being actioned. I think now we will reinstill confidence in the system and the process by having a branch that is specifically tasked to treat and regulate these reports, he noted. State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, expressed strong support for the APB, emphasizing the severe impact predator larceny has had on Jamaica's vital agricultural sector. She reported that in 2024, a total of 139 people were arrested for predator larceny, a 78% increase over 2023. Additionally, 201 cases are currently before the courts. She pointed out that this reflects the persistence of crime, but also renewed determination to tackle it head-on. So the establishment of this branch is a move to safeguard national food security. Agriculture feeds our nation, fuels our industry, and sustains our rural livelihood, the State Minister noted. The agricultural sector suffers an estimate of $14 billion loss annually due to predator larceny.
Predator larceny is a clear and present danger to our way of life, and protecting our agriculture industry is a matter of national security. Our farmers face persistent threat of uncertainty in planting and nurturing crops, livestock, because this insidious crime undermines us all, discouraging investment, even foreign investment in the sector, and ultimately jeopardizes our food security. The JCF, through the Agricultural Protection Branch, has established this new branch to confront the challenges and more head-on. The mandate is clear: to protect our agricultural resources from theft and damage. This includes crops, livestock, and the infrastructure that supports agricultural production. The branch will employ a multifaceted approach which includes intelligence, investigation, surveillance, intelligence gathering, collaboration with key partners within and without industry. We will collaborate with agencies and community in general. Pursuing predator larceny targets align with everything else that we are doing in the force in driving violence down. It means, therefore, from this perspective, we will be every part of the focused deterrence strategy that we are pursuing. We are going to be identifying those criminals and those gangs that use the financing fleeced from our farmers to empower themselves. We will be looking for them in earnest. We'll be relentlessly pursuing them as we do other persons who choose to do violence.
For decades our farmers used to say that predator larceny did not get the sort of attention that it needed. For decades in the Ministry of Agriculture we've been saying that we want greater focus, and I think no one can question now the focus, the energy, and the resources that are being put behind the fight against predator larceny. And there's no better way to do it than to form a branch of the JCF that is focused on agricultural protection. And I really want to start by commending the commissioner and his team for getting this done. This is a big deal. This is ultimately the goal that we wanted, to have a branch of the JCF.
To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.